This is Unit 1, the alphabet and grammar of geometry. Preview video 1.0, algebra review and variables. Students, we're going to start each preview video with the same way we start classes. Deep breathing. Why? It increases oxygen in your brain, calms your brain down, and gets ready for you to focus. Ready? In through the nose, inhale. Hold. Exhale, 5. Close your eyes for the next 2. Closing your eyes helps your brain to just calm down. Inhale through your nose. Hold for 3. Slowly exhale, 5. Eyes still closed. Ready? Inhale through your nose. Hold for 3. Exhale, 5. Smile. All right, let's do this. Taking a look at your preview notes right here. You want the date, time, and location for each of the preview notes that you do. And I expect a parent, guardian, or teacher to sign off saying, yes, this was done and not copied from another human being. Please, I beg you, turn off distractions. Do not think that multitasking is going to help your brain right now. It's not. You don't want to divide your brain between flipping through TikToks while you're doing this or trying to catch up on your favorite Netflix binge. Put away distractions. Faster, focused attention means you get this done faster. Plus, you'll retain more. Here we go. Let's talk about the key to tutoring is to pursue tutoring before you get buried. I recommend maybe you invest 15 minutes outside of class every single week to start with. And then as we progress, more is needed. I'm available every lunch in 216. I have a microwave and a toaster oven. You are welcome to use it. Bring down your lunch and come join us. Monday and Thursday, warrior time, also 216. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday after school until 3:45 in E218. I'm also most Monday evenings, I'm going to be on Zoom from 7 to 9 available. And during Open 1A, you can see Mrs. Smith or Mrs. Shack in room E205. We do not have an Open 1B tutor. Couple things I'd like you to subscribe to. You go to my website, my Moodle site, and click on Miss Way's YouTube. Click Miss Way's YouTube channel. I recommend that you bookmark this channel, as well as subscribe to the channel. That way you get updates the moment I load up a new video. I also recommend you bookmark my Moodle page. Quickly, how to read my Moodle page. We're on Unit 1 here. So every single day, there are 2 links available. The first will be the in-class link. So if you are ever absent, you go to the in-class link and click on this. And that is going to show the in-class PDF and then the Zoom recording of the day's material. If you want to join us live, you must email me ahead of time and I'll make sure to put on my Zoom. And then the homework here, your homework videos are separate. If you ever lose your preview notes, there's a PDF right there. And then the preview videos are here. You can also find all my preview videos on my YouTube website. I'd like you to get your cell phone out if you didn't do this in class, and get out your cell phones, and you're going to text to 81010, text at 278, A as in apple, F as in Frank, 3, G as in gorilla. That will subscribe you to a blind texting system. I will not have your phone number. You will not have mine, but I can send a little reminder to the day before an assessment. Hey, don't forget your study guides. Don't leave it at home. or maybe I can remind you when I'm on Zoom, going on Zoom in 5 minutes, come and join me. And once in a blue moon, I will send a tiny little bit of extra credit assignment that you can do via this texting system only. So that is a reward for those who actually subscribe and pay attention. You already subscribed to my YouTube channel, I hope. Let's get into the meat of today's lesson. In this geometry class, there are 3 essential previous math skills that you need to have mastered for success in this class. They are computational math with fractions, solving for a variable. I'm going to review lattice multiplication because there will be several times in this class that you will not be allowed to use a calculator and expect you to do your math by hand. So I'm going to show you a quick way to do that. And then this is all today. And then next video is going to be how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide radicals. That's square roots. So right now we're going to start with fractions. Quickly, we're going to go over the difference between what is called an equation versus an expression. When you have computations on one side of an equal sign, but not on the other side, that's called an expression. When you have something on both sides of an equal sign, you have 2 things which are equal. 2 things which are equal. That's called an equation. You handle fractions differently depending on whether you're dealing with an expression or an equation. When your fractions are on the same side of the equal sign and you're multiplying, you can cancel on the same side. This would be like this, if you consider that equal sign a fence line between 2 backyards. If you're in your own backyard, you can rearrange the furniture as much as you want. So in this expression, we're going to rearrange the furniture. Times. I know 4 goes into 12 3 times and 1 time here. 3 goes into 9 3 times and 6 twice. Now, when you multiply fractions, you simply multiply the numerator straight across. 1 times 3 is 3. 2 times 3 is 6. We can take it down one more step, which I always expect you to reduce if you can. Okay, so when you have an expression on the same side, you can rearrange the furniture, otherwise known as canceling, all you want. Here, you are here in your own backyard. This is your neighbor's backyard. When you have 2 sides with an equal sign, you cannot cross cancel. What I'm about to do is wrong. Do not follow me. Watch. Oh, I've got a 12 here and a 9 there. I'm going to go across my neighbor's fence and I'm going to take something away from him. 3 goes in there 3 times, 3 goes in there 4 times. Wrong. You cannot cross cancel across an equal sign. You cannot jump your neighbor's fence and start taking something away from your neighbor. You cannot steal from your neighbor. But you can be a super generous neighbor and you can multiply. So when you have 2 sides and an equal sign, you cross multiply. 2 sides and an equal sign, you cross multiply. Watch. Now, some of you, for this 12 times 9, you're going to be tempted to grab your calculators. Don't do it. Don't do it. The key to multiplying is to not multiply. It's to factor. The key to multiplying is to not multiply, but factor. Don't waste your time multiplying that 12 times 9. Don't waste your time multiplying. You're going to factor anyways. Watch the magic here. Don't mess with that. I'm simply going to divide by 4. Cancel. And you're like, can I factor? This is multiplying. Okay, 4 does go into 12 3 times. 3 times 9. Ta-da, you're done. The key to multiplying is to not multiply, but to factor. Dividing. Dividing is just the inverse operation of multiplying. We're on the same side. But before we can cancel here, we need to deal with that division sign. So all you do here is we're going to change it to a multiplication. We have 5 over 9. And then we flip this to multiply. Okay. You're in your own backyard. You can rearrange the furniture as much as you want. So I know 3 goes into both 9 and 12 3 times, 4 times, 5 and 10. Once you've reduced as far as you can, you multiply straight across. That's 4 over 6. Both are divisible by 2, so take it down to 2/3. I expect reduced fractions all the time. So that's multiplying fractions, dividing fractions, cross multiplying in an equation. Now adding and subtracting. Adding and subtracting. First thing you want to do is circle. I'm highlighting. You can circle your denominators. Your first order of business is to find your lowest common denominator. The way I see that is think of the house, the smallest house possible with the smallest door possible that both denominators can go into. What is the smallest number that both 7 and 2 can go in through that door into the house? The smallest, lowest common denominator. And in this case, it's 14. I'm going to teach you a method called arrow in, arrow out. If you are right-handed, you're going to set up like this, parentheses with a number on the left-hand side. If you are left-handed, you'll probably feel more comfortable going like this, parentheses, with your number on the right-hand side. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to follow this pace. So, ready? We're going to go like this. I'm going to put my lowest common denominator of 7 and 2, which is 14, right here. Arrow in, arrow out. Watch the magic. 7 goes into 14 twice. Arrow in, arrow out. My arrow out has a little baby 2 there. 2 times 5 is 10. So I go like this, 10 over 14. Bring down that plus sign. Arrow in, arrow out. 2 goes into 14 7 times. Arrow out 7. 7 times 1 is 7 over 14. Now that you have alike denominators, you simply add straight across. 17 over 14. You reduce if you can. If not, leave it as a reduced improper fraction. Let's try this again. I'm going to do this one left-hand style. It's just so that you can see both. Okay, first order of business is to figure out what is the smallest doorway possible that both 4 and 6 go into, the smallest doorway possible. And it's not 24, it's 12. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to put my 12 over here. I'm going to do it left-hand style, just so you can get a feel for it. Arrow in, arrow out, arrow in. 4 goes into 12 3 times. Arrow out, little baby 3 there. 3 times 3 is 9, so I go 9 over 12. Arrow in, 6 goes into 12. Arrow out twice. That's 8 over 12. Watch the signs. This is a minus sign here. So now you multiply straight, not multiply, excuse me, subtract straight across, left to right. 9 minus 8 is 1 over 12. Check to see if you can reduce. You can't, you're done. The next 2 pages you're going to do on your own. Both pages. You're like, well, what if I don't know how to do it? Wildly guess. Totally okay. What's not okay is to be passive. I want you to try best you can. Totally fine if you make mistakes. Wildly guess if you need to, but do the best you can. Pause the video. All right, welcome back. You should have lots of work and pencil on your paper. I'm going to be looking for that. Get out your red pen. If you want to put the video now on double time while I do the corrections, that's totally fine. When you're correct, I expect a star, smiley, check mark, some sort of woohoo, I'm amazing. If you are incorrect, I expect you to write down both how to do it and what do you want to remember next time. I expect some sort of little note. What do you want? Go ahead and put the video on double time for the corrections. Here on the left, we're on the same side of the equal sign. So that means you could rearrange the furniture as much as you want. 5 goes into 25, 1 and 5. 7 goes into 28, that's 1 and 4. Then you multiply straight across. I have a 4 over 5. Check to reduce, you can't, and you are done. Over here, multiply. The key to multiplying is to not multiply, it's to factor. So I'm going to go 12x equals 36 times 3. Key to multiplying is to not multiply, it's to factor. So I factor out that 12. 12 goes into 36 3 times. X equals 9. Dividing. First order of business is to flip it. So I have 8 and 21. 14 and 64, equal sign, same side of the equal sign, so you can cancel. That's 1, that's 8. 7 goes in there twice, 7 goes in there 3 times. Multiply straight across, I have 2 over 24. I reduce 1 to 12. I'm going to do arrow in, arrow out. 9 and 2, the lowest common denominator, the lowest common door in that house is going to be 18. 9 goes into 18 twice. 2 times 5, that's 10 over 18. 2 goes into 18 9 times. 9 times 1 is 9 over 18. Bring down the minus sign and 1/18. All right, that is adding, subtracting, multiplying and dividing fractions and cross multiplying for equations. Next skill is solving for a variable. When you relate to an expression would be same side of an equal sign, same side of an equal sign. We're going to follow the rule of PEMDAS. When you are canceling across the equal sign, then you work backwards, SADMEP. I'm going to summarize it like this. Take your hands and go like this. Say collect before you cancel. Do it again. Pretend there's an equal sign in the middle there. Ready? Collect before you cancel. This is what I mean. I'm going to work the left. We're going to collect on the left and collect on the right. Collect before you cancel on the left. I like to circle when you distribute and draw distributive lines. Circle, distribute. Circle, distribute. So that's negative k minus 6. Circle, distribute. Notice the little lines. I want you to do that. That helps your brain not lose track of terms. That's going to be 8k plus 24. Careful, don't drop your sign there in the middle. That's a plus sign, equals collect. So on the right-hand side, we're going to collect like terms. I like to underline. I recommend you use some sort of physical collect symbol. You could either use circles and boxes, colors. I use underlines, 1 underline for variables, 2 underlines for numbers. So I collect my variables, 10k. Now on the right, we're fully collected. But over here on the left, we're not yet fully collected. Collect before you cancel. So we're going to collect the k's. Underline your k's, double underline your numbers. So that's 8k minus k. So that's going to be 7k. That's 24 minus 6 plus 18 equals 10k. Now you look. Is everything collected on the left? Yes. There's nothing left to collect. Is everything collected on the right? Yes. Collect, collect. Now you can cancel across the equal sign. So we're going to take that 7k. We're going to minus 7k because this is positive. Minus 7k, 18, 3k. The opposite of multiplying is dividing, the inverse operation. Therefore, k equals 6. Now, what's really nice about this is you can plug in the number to double check it. So if this were a test, just because you get a whole number doesn't mean it's correct. Be careful of that, guys. Sometimes your answer could be a fraction. That's okay. So how do you check this? If I were to be checking this, I would take that 6 and I would put it every single spot where k is, and then I would simply do the math. And if you end up with 2 equal expressions, you're good to go. So never trust your answer without going back and plugging it in when you're doing an assessment. So that's solving for a variable. Next thing you have to do is isolate a variable. So notice here we have 2 variables. You can't solve for 2 variables unless you have 2 equations to work with. So we're not solving for both variables, getting the actual numerical answers. We are going to simply isolate a variable. So we're going to isolate y. I'm going to show you just really quick mathematically how to do it, and then I'm going to do it again, but I'm going to give you a funny storyline. because for some of you, a funny storyline is going to help you remember this process. So first, you're going to do it twice. So right here, let's just rewrite it. And we're going to do the math just straight up, silently, quickly follow. So that's 4x minus 12y equals 36. So just follow me mathematically. And then I'll do the hokey storyline. That is the process of isolating y. Now we're going to do it again, and I'm going to give you just a funny storyline. This might help you remember and avoid some very common mistakes. Now, please don't read a whole lot of stuff into the storyline. It's just a funny storyline, okay? So we're going to start with 4x minus 12y equals 36. Here's the storyline. You're at a party. You go to a party here. You got two different rooms. We got a room on the left, and it's kind of like the living room. Everyone's coming in. And you got a room on the right. Let's say it's the kitchen, whatever. Okay. And here we have guy Y with his date, girl 12. And then we have gal X with her date, guy 4. And then we have a single person coming to the party anyways, 36. And 36 is already in the other room. Here's my storyline. Guy Y gets some sort of, we're trying to isolate the Y. Guy Y gets some sort of attitude, walks in, has his date, but, he kind of looks around and the music isn't to his liking. He looks at the food and it's, in Costco pizza or whatever. And he gets some sort of attitude. I don't like this party. Okay. Now, instead of just removing himself from the room, he's just going to project bad attitude. Everyone's trying to get away from Y. You ask yourself, who leaves the room first? It's not the date. The date's going to try to stay. Oh, honey, please let's stay. I did my hair. I took so long to do my makeup. My gal pals are here. I want to stay. The date tries to stay. Instead, the other couple is like, we don't want to watch a couple meltdown. We don't want to see this. So the entire couple moves into the other room, moves into the kitchen. So minus 4x, the entire couple. Okay, negative 12y equals. Now, careful over here. Careful, careful, careful. 36 minus 4. No, no, no. That's a single person, and 4x is a date. A single person does not mess with the date. The date stays together. Single person does not mess with the date. Be careful there. Don't break up that date. Now, previous math teachers might have let you do this. Okay, so the opposite of multiplying is dividing. We're going to divide out that negative 12. The previous math teachers might have allowed you to write it down like that. Not in my class. Let me tell you in my storyline what that is the equivalent of. That's the equivalent. The date, girl 12 finally figures out, oh, this guy, he's just no fun. I'm going to go make new friends. And then she goes into the other room and announces to everyone at the same time, my date was a dud. That ain't going to happen. Warning, guys. This is actual little piece of life advice. Us ladies, we love to gossip. All right. So that date is going to gossip, quote unquote, individually to each term. Watch, -12. She's going to go to each term and go like this. Did you see what that guy did to me? Go to the next one. Did you hear about my date? She's going to go individually and gossip individually. Doing it this way helps you not make mistakes. So individually gossip, double negative makes a positive. 4 goes into 12 3 times. Negative divided by a positive is negative. 12 goes in there 3 times. Okay, and now you wonder, why did I bring that x forward? Why? Because now it looks shockingly similar to y equals mx plus b, which is the equation of a line, and we're going to get to that in about 2 weeks. All right, we have, just to recap, add, subtract, multiply, divide fractions. We have solve for a variable. We have isolated a variable. You are going to do this page on your own. Get your pencil, pause the video. Welcome back. Get out your red pens. You can put the correction part on double time. If you're correct, I expect star smiley or woohoo, check. If you're incorrect, totally fine. I expect you to rework the problem and write down, what do you want to remember next time? You can be working on double time now because you're correcting. Circle, distribute. Circle, distribute. Double negative makes a positive. Collect before you cancel. Collect before you cancel. Nothing to collect here. Some of you might have been stuck like, wait a minute, that doesn't work. Well, it does. Your answer was 0. 0 was a number. Yay, the Mayas figured that out. Woohoo, Mayas. Okay. And if you don't believe me, take that 0 and you plug it in. Down here, isolating y. Okay, guy y, bad attitude, 9 tries to stay. The other couple leaves first, 6x, 6x. And we have 9y. That 27 and that 6 do not mix and mingle because 6x is a date and 27 is a negative 27 is a single person. So 6x minus 27 divided by 9. The date is escaping. She gossips to every term. I have y equals 2/3, 2/3 x minus 3. All right, now I'm going to teach you a skill called lattice multiplication. Because there will be times that you will not be allowed to use a calculator quite frequently. And if you do not know your times tables, get out your reference booklet, have this times table handy so you can see it. I expect you to have your times tables memorized at least 1 through 12, preferably 1 through 15. We are going to multiply 45 times 68. Now, most of you, if you saw this, you would just automatically grab your calculators. Resist the temptation. I'm going to show you how to do this by hand. Why by hand? It's good for the brain. The more you use the brain, the better your brain will be. So for lattice, that's 45, 68. That's a 2 by 2. So I make a box 2 by 2. I connect the corners, Go ahead and just trace down, connect the corners, like so. Connect the corners, trace this down, trace, please trace. And we are going to bring the 4 and the 5 here, 6 and the 8 there. Now we multiply. 5 times 6 is 30. The upper is the 10s, the below is the 1. So this is 3, 0. 4 times 6 is 24. 2 goes in the 10s, 4 goes in the 1s. 5 times 8 is 40. So 4 in the 10s, 0 in the 1s. 4 times 8 is 32. All right. Now that you've done that, you just go straight down the diagonals. This is 0. This is 6. 3 plus 4 is 7. Plus 3 again is 10. Carry the 1. Get a 3. So 3,060. And you're like, oh, is it really that easy? Watch, friends. Okay, 45 times 68. Looky there. See? But the reason why you learn to do stuff by hand is I've had students go so fast on this, they put it in wrong and they get the wrong answer. And because you all think that a calculator is practically God's infallible voice, you don't catch it. So I expect you many times to do your math by hand. Looky this. I am asking you to multiply 12,987 by 94. Are you kidding me? By hand? Yes, I'm not kidding you. Ready? 12,987 by 94. Trace down the corners. So that's how we're going to connect the corners. All right, you ready? All you need to know is your times tables through 12. That's all you need. In fact, times tables through 9. Here we go. 7 times 9, 63. 8 times 9, 72. 9 times 9, 81. 2 times 9, 18. 1 times 9, that's 9. So that's a 0 and that's a 9. The bottom row, I'm going to do silently. You do it yourself. Two times 4 is 8, so you put a 0 in the 1 spot. 1 times 4 is 4, so 0 in the 4 spot. Now you simply add it up. All right, so we added up. This is 8. 3 plus 2 is 5, plus 2 again is 7. 6 plus 2 is 8, plus 3 is 11, plus 6 is 17. Carry the 1. 7 plus 1 is 8, plus 1 is 9. That's 12, plus 8 is 20, so that's a 0. Carry the 2. 2 plus 8 is 10, that's 18. 18 plus 4 is 22. All right, that's 3 plus 9, that's 12. Carry the 1. And look, you multiplied into the millions without a calculator. Aren't you smart? I'm going to show you even how to do this with decimals. Aren't you amazing? You're going to be so empowered. So we are going to do 3.7 times 4.1 without a calculator. All right, here we go. So I treat it by a 2 by 2. I put my decimals there. All right, here we go. 7 times 4 is 28. 3 times 4 is 12. 7 times 1 is 7. 3 times 1 is 3. Now watch, we're going to bring those numbers down and I'll show you how to handle that decimal in just a moment. So that's 7. And 8 plus 3 is 11. Carry the 1. And that's 3 plus 2, that's 5. And the 1 here. So what you do is you have your decimal here and here. They meet there, and you bring it down, and your decimal is right there, and that is 15.17. Aren't you amazing? Ready? Do this on your own. Pause. Right, welcome back. You can hit double time if you want, because we're just correcting. You should already have this done. So 28.218.9. Here we go. 020802. 2 times 8 is 16. 64. 16 again. 2 times 9, 18. 72. And 18 again. Bring it down. This is 8, 9, 3, 7, 14, 22, 10, 16, 22, 23, 3, carry the 2, that's 4, that's 5, and a 0. Now, bring down your decimals from here and here, follow it down, and there is the correct answer. Summarize today's lesson in your own words. What are the 3 main things you want to remember in your own words? Nice job.